Well, it is the final day of 2025, and that means it's time for my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. Let's get into it. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back into JC's Movies, where you can see all kind of movie, TV show news and reviews with me, JC, here today to look forward to the upcoming year in 2026, where there is a lot of good movies coming out. This list wasn't that easy to make. It was pretty lengthy at first, but I got it down to a top 10. Did have to include some honorable mentions, so that's where we'll lead off. I got 5 honorable mentions, then we'll run through my top 10. But before we get there, just a quick reminder, if you would, just take a second, hit that thumbs up button. Giving this video a like helps a ton with that crazy YouTube algorithm, helps us find other movie fans like yourself. And if you're one of those that hasn't yet, be sure you hit that subscribe button, get these videos directly into your feed. We can talk movies together. I'm a big fan of horror, superhero, comedy, so if those specifically are right up your alley, be sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll talk some movies and TV shows together throughout 2026. Should be a lot of fun things to discuss. And with that being said, and no further ado, let's discuss what I'm looking forward to in 2026 with my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. All right, but before we do, like I said, do have a few honorable mentions I want to hit here, 5 of them in no particular order. Madden, the teaser trailer for that just came out. Nicolas Cage is John Madden, Christian Bale is Al Davis, Shane Gillis in there, John Mulaney. Pretty good cast, and from the little bit snippet that we saw there, I'm like, I'll check this out. So Madden's honorable mention, didn't quite make the top 10. Toy Story 5's got to be on your honorable mentions, right? I mean, if you're a Toy Story fan, obviously I was born in the 90s, so to me, grew up watching the Toy Story movies, so I got to check out Toy Story 5. Super Mario Galaxy movie. The Super Mario movie was awesome, I thought. I had a great time with that, so it's honorable mention as well. Michael. I like a good biopic, and Michael Jackson, that should be a good one to be able to tell the story of, so we'll see how that turns out. That's definitely an honorable mention for me. Probably have to check that one out. And then Terrifier 4 just missed out on being in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year, but probably going to be the conclusion of that is what they're saying. So we'll see if that ends up being the case, but excited for Terrifier 4. So there's 5 honorable mentions. Now let's get into it. My top 10 most anticipated movies of the year. And we'll lead off here at number 10 with Scary Movie 6. Yes, got to put it in here. That's one thing, lately, past few years, I'm sure you all noticed, we've all talked about, not very many comedies going to theaters, not very many comedies getting produced, especially not like the raunchy, slapstick, whatever you want to call it, comedies. And now we're getting that kind of returning here with Scary Movie 6 not only coming back, but with the Wayans returning to the franchise, which I think is going to make it that much more awesome. Whole lot of the cast has returned too, so it's kind of a legacy sequel for the Scary Movie franchise, and they have a whole plethora of stuff they can poke fun at and parody, so I can't wait to see what they do with this shit. Expected on June 12th, 2026 is what IMDb says, and it's number 10 for me. Number 9, it's Evil Dead Burn. I really liked Evil Dead Rise, and Evil Dead Burn I think is going to be right up there on par with it, if not surpass it. We'll see what happens. No plot details yet. It's expected in the summer as well. July 24th is the date listed on IMDb. Sebastian Vanacek is directing this, and what we do know is that he said that he feels like he wants to, make this thing nasty, scary, dark. So I'm excited to see what he does with it. So Evil Dead Burn definitely here in the top 10 at number 9. Number 8. Disclosure Day. Now, this is one that recently, just gets added in, right? Because it's not one that we knew a ton about. But anytime Steven Spielberg returns to direct and he returns to do another Alien movie, it seems like anytime Spielberg does an Alien movie, it's a masterpiece. And he's coming back with Disclosure Day. Expected to be released in the summer as well. June 12th is the date currently listed on IMDb. Josh O'Connor, Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, some of the cast. The only plot that we know, we've got a little bit of that teaser trailer. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? Disclosure Day, disclosing, the aliens to us, right? It says, if you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? And that is the log line, the little plot detail that we have there. But Steven Spielberg's back and he's directing. How are you not going to have that in top 10 most anticipated movies of the year? Got to be in here. So here it comes at number 8. And then at number 7, how about Clayface? You guys know how much I absolutely love the Batman. Arguably my favorite Batman movie of all time, my favorite take on the character. So, in that DC Elseworlds universe, whatever you want to call it, that Matt Reeves and company are crafting, now we're going to get Clayface in kind of seems like a horrific take on Clayface with Mike Flanagan writing this, James Watkins directing. Mike Flanagan gets me excited to see what they can do with Clayface. It's The release date is supposed to be September 11th, 2026, according to IMDb. The plot synopsis we have is a shape-shifting creature made of magical clay haunts Gotham City, alternating between villain and ally of Batman. Multiple tragic figures have taken on the Clayface mantle over the years. So I wonder if it's going to show the different ones or if we know which one they're going to focus in on. But nonetheless, Clayface, Batman villain, we all know. Hopefully this means we get a cameo from Robert Pattinson's Batman in the movie, at least a little bit. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see what they do with this, especially if they make it true horror like they said they're going to. So Clayface certainly in my most anticipated of the year here at number 7. Number 6, just missing out on the top 5, but super excited about this one. No date yet, but we know it's coming in 2026 according to IMDb. Believe it's going to be released on Netflix if I'm not mistaken. And I absolutely love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It ranks up there among the Tarantino movies for me near the top. So the fact that they're doing a sequel to it, a quasi sequel with Tarantino writing a script and then David Fincher directing, you're getting the Fincher and Tarantino team up, man. That shit's awesome. I remember talking about when they first announced it, and hopefully finally we get to see it in 2026. Brad Pitt returning as Cliff Booth in the adventures of Cliff Booth. Man, say that 5 times fast. Here, of course, kind of like I said, the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he reprises that character. Can't wait to see what they do with this. The plot synopsis we have says showcases more of Cliff Booth's backstory in his new role as a Hollywood fixer. Hell yeah. So number 6 for me, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. All right, into my top 5, most anticipated of 2026 at number 5. Leading off with Spider-Man, brand new day. Of course, there's going to be some superhero movies, comic book movies up here in the top, as you know. But Spider-Man, brand new day. I've liked all the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. No Way Home was amazing, so following that up is going to be really cool, especially, I think, the angle when you're getting Punisher in here. Interesting to see how those two interact, what becomes of that. But really excited. Tom Holland returns in Spider-Man Brand New Day in July 31st of 2026. The synopsis we have for it: Peter Parker tries to focus on college and leave Spider-Man behind, but when a new threat endangers his friends, he must break his promise and suit up again, teaming up with an unexpected ally, probably going to be Punisher, to protect those he loves. We know Sadie Sink's in this one now. Still have Zendaya returning. Zendaya. I don't know. I never know which one it is. And then Tom Holland directing this one. We got Destin Daniel Cretton. So in my top 5, at number 5, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Excited for it. Number 4, Rude Duners. Hey, that's right. Dune Part 3. I'm ready for it. When the first Dune came out, I had never really known anything about Dune. It was when the second Dune came out that, one of my friends put me on, dude, you would like it, check it out. So I watched the first one and then went and watched part 2, did a little doubleheader in the same day, which was nice getting to watch them back to back. Fell in love with it, man. I've watched Dune 2 a ton then. It was one of my favorite movies of the year. I've got the Children of Dune series on DVD now. I've got the OG Dune, the David Lynch Dune on Blu-ray. I've got the book. So I kind of fell in love with it. So I'm super excited for Dune 3 as I've learned more about this franchise. It's become one of my favorites. So it's definitely in the top 5. At number 4, of course, Denis Villeneuve back to direct. Timothée Chalamet back. Rebecca Ferguson. Zendaya again. I think we'll get the return of Jason Momoa here. Spoiler alert. But the plot synopsis we have is it follows Muad'Dib, the heir to unimaginable power, as he brings to fruition the ancient scheme to create a super being ruler among men, not in the heavens. And this is coming in December of 2026, which is funny enough, the same day, same release day, supposedly, as Avengers Doomsday. We'll see if they keep that up, and that'll be a fun head-to-head battle. I don't know which one I'm going to go see first, if that does end up being the case. But at number 4, we got Dune Part 3. And then into the top 3 here at number 3 with Scream 7. Gotta have it here. Kevin Williamson. Absolutely, I'm a huge Kevin Williamson fan. The fact that he's coming back, not to write, but to direct a Scream movie, feels like that's a full circle moment for him, as he, of course, wrote the original and many of the sequels. But beyond that, for me, it's Matthew Lillard coming back, man. There's been like a bunch of us online hoping about Stu being alive ever since, they announced like Scream 5 and we knew that Skeet Ulrich was going to be in it. We've all had our Stu is alive truthers. We'll see if that ends up being the case here in Scream 7, but he's back. Scott Foley's back from Part 3. Even, Dewey's character is back somehow, as we have David Arquette returning as well. So a lot of returnees to the franchise, including Neve Campbell coming back again. That's huge. All of that. You can't not have this as one of your most anticipated movies of the year. Coming out in February, too, so we won't have to wait long for this one. February 27th release date. The plot synopsis we have: when a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, which this one won't be in Woodsboro, I believe, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Can't wait for Scream 7. And then at number 2, It's Supergirl. I know. It's surprising, right? Because I'm a DC guy. I'm a Superman guy. I'm a huge fan of the James Gunn DCU. Every project they've come out with thus far, I think, has been absolutely awesome. So I think that's going to continue with Supergirl. But the movie that I have number one, it's just got too many outside factors, even if you are more of a DC fan, to not have it number one. So we'll get there. I think you probably know what it is. We'll get there. But Supergirl at number two for me, coming out in June 26th of 2026. The plot synopsis we have is it follows Kara Zor-El's story and her darker origin before she finally made her way to Earth. The little teaser that we've had for this looks awesome. I'm 100% in. It almost gave me Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, which is funny because James Gunn not involved here. Anna Nogueira wrote, Craig Gillespie directing. Of course, James Gunn is the head of the DCU, but I like the direction thus far of the DCU. Hopefully this continues it. I'm super excited to see what Millie Alcock does as Supergirl, which brings us to my number one most anticipated movie of 2026. And if you haven't guessed it, it's Avengers Doomsday. We have no plot synopsis, plot under wraps, but like we said, that same release date that we talked about with Dune 3, December 18th, 2026. So we'll have to wait a good bit on this one, but super excited. The Russo brothers back to direct. It's serving as an, sequel to Avengers Endgame. They're actually re-releasing Avengers Endgame in theaters in September, potentially with some new in-credit scenes added, and then you get to watch Avengers Doomsday in December. And not only that, we get Robert Downey Jr. back playing Doom. We get Chris Evans back, we know now, since they dropped that teaser. The X-Men coming in. Just so many different things that we've wanted for a long time with Avengers Doomsday. So can't say enough how excited we are for this one, because Fantastic Four, X-Men finally involved with the Avengers. You're bringing Chris Evans back. You're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back. I mean, on down the list. It's just hard not to have the Russo brothers. I mean, it's hard not to have this as your most anticipated film of 2026 if you love these type of movies. And can't wait to hear more about the plot. We've getting our little teaser trailers, piece by piece. Can't wait for more and to hear more. And I'm sure we'll be discussing a lot throughout the year in 2026. But that's my top anticipated film of the year. Looking forward to it. So there is my list for my most anticipated films of 2026, but would love to hear yours. What's something you have in yours that I may not have in mine? Whatever you got there, always appreciate that. Love talking movies with you guys and chatting it up here. And those comments also help us out with that crazy YouTube algorithm as we'll continue to try and grow the JC's Movies channel here on YouTube in 2026. And looking forward to that and talking about all of these movies as they're released this year. We're going to do a much better job of that here on the channel. So be prepared for a lot more content coming at you from us here on JC's Movies. I appreciate you guys tuning into this one, and I will catch you on the next one.